Digimon's TV anime run is officially over, at least for the time being. We had 67 episodes of the Digimon Adventure reboot that aired from April 2020 all the way into the fall of 2021, then a new original Digimon series Ghost Game that spanned another 67 episodes of its own before wrapping up in March 2023. Aside from the 02 movie that is scheduled to hit Japanese theaters in October 2023, at the time of this video there is no official announcement of any Digimon television series taking over Ghost Game, no season 2 of Ghost Game or anything to fill the void. But there was a void to fill, however, that being the Sunday 9 AM morning time slot that Adventure 2020 and Ghost Game both occupied on Fuji TV. Instead of airing reruns or something, a brand new show immediately replaced Ghost Game the week after it ended, and this new series is directed by two Digimon veterans, has character designs from the creator of Digimon Next, music written by the composer who worked on Appmon, and a bunch of Digimon voice actors playing the new characters. In other words, this new show that has replaced Digimon has Digimon essence in its very DNA. For instance, one co-director, Yukio Kaizawa, was the director of Digimon Frontier, a storyboard and episode director on the Digimon Adventure 2020 remake, as well as Digimon Fusion, and series director on Digimon Tamers. So what is this new show and how is it? Tousouchuu Great Mission, or On the Run Great Mission, or Run for the Money, is a new anime that is kind of this dystopian future battle royale where a couple dozen contestants enter a recreation of modern day Tokyo and must escape Agent Smith looking hunters in suits. All the while, both elites and commoners watch on from their television screens for entertainment. Believe it or not, this is actually an anime adaptation of a popular game show in Japan called Run for the Money, where hordes of real-world versions of those men in suits hunt down contestants in Tokyo in what is essentially an epic game of tag. As someone who reviewed and broke down Digimon episodes weekly for 3 years straight, and seeing as this is both TV Digimon's replacement and a series that is led by people who wrote and directed Digimon, I felt it was my civic duty to watch the first 3 episodes of On the Run Great Mission to tell you how it went and if I think it's worth your time. For a show that is based on a game show, something that doesn't really have a traditional script, this anime is surprisingly story-based and rich in world building. On the Run is this dystopian game show that happens in the future where humans are now living off planet. There are immediately some interesting classist themes as we get the sense very quickly that there are financially unstable people competing in these life or death games for the amusement of the wealthy. Our main character, Tomita Sawyer, wants to enter On the Run for the prize money in order to help his sick little brother Hal. We learn from a doctor that Hal's asthma-like condition isn't improving and won't improve so long as the brothers live in the gray area due to its low air quality, and that the brothers would need to relocate to higher ground where the air is cleaner. Only problem is they can't afford the higher elevation areas. You immediately start thinking places like Midgar from Final Fantasy VII, Coruscant from Star Wars, Zalem and Alita Battle Angel, the rich literally hovering above the poor. Sawyer can't enter On the Run without a chrono bracelet, which is literally the vital bracelet that Bandai sells in real life and was the Digivice in Digimon Ghost Game. That's our biggest visual connection to Digimon, though it's more accurate to say both the Digivice and the Chrono Bracelet are connections to Bandai's fitness toy. The other big visual connection to Digimon, which you may have already noticed, is that Sawyer is wearing goggles on his head. He looks like he could have been the protagonist from a rejected Digimon season and then was repurposed for this show. Some fans have even joked that he stole the goggles that Hito from Ghost Game was supposed to have, since that character lacked the signature accessory of a good Digimon leader. Sawyer tries to jump the line and enter On the Run without a Chrono Bracelet, is immediately flagged, but when he avoids all of the on-site security, a mysterious woman is so impressed with his determination that she gives him her bracelet. Quote, "Successful escape is the ultimate entertainment and you are qualified to do that." We hear the rules like when you're about to start laser tag or paintball, only these rules are a bit more deadly. Quote, "By entering the gates you are giving consent to the risks of unforeseen accident and death in relation to Run for the Money." Then the contestants are transported not to the real Shibuya, but a replica of Tokyo's Shibuya from the long past year of 2023. It's kind of a fun way to pay homage to the game show that is originally set in Shibuya, despite the fact that the anime is set in the future. It remains to be seen if there will be new venues/arenas in future episodes or if every game of On the Run takes place in the Shibuya replica town. Sawyer avoids capture in episode 1 through a cool parkour sequence where he does a wall running maneuver along one of the invisible walls/barriers on the map. It's very video gamey, like you're playing a PvE survival game. Episode 1 ends with the tease that it's not just the robotic men in suits hunting the contestants, but that monsters will be introduced to the map, gods of destruction to be precise. Episode 2 gives a better look at each of the contestants. There are around 20 players and the character designers clearly had some fun. Best of all, in my opinion, is Magical Homie, just for her name. It's brilliant. Submissions start to pop up in On the Run, so it isn't just survive, they have to save 5 humans who were pulled underground in this week's submission. Upon completing submissions, the world map expands. It's the opposite of a battle royale game like Fortnite where the map closes in on you. Now the players actually have more places to hide. By the end of episode 2, there are 2 in-universe hours left in this round of On the Run. I'm starting to wonder how many episodes these 2 hours will span. The whole series? Will the series see multiple rounds of the game? Without an episode count, it's hard to tell if Sawyer and these guys will like finish a game, go back home, enter another game, etc., or if this show will document one epic game of On the Run. I might be overanalyzing, but I thought I caught a few lines in episode 2 that implied the monsters attacking the contestants here actually really did terrorize Tokyo in the year 2023. With the show set in a distant future, it could actually be kind of interesting to learn about the history of this universe, why humans left Earth in the first place, by having the main characters participate in what could essentially be a simulation of their apocalypse. In episode 3, 18 players remain, $200,000 are on the line for the winner. Sawyer's brother Hal has been watching from home this whole time but is entirely passive. That is until the doctor swings by and happens to be wearing a chrono bracelet. Hal asks if he can modify it, and after experimenting, is able to essentially hack into the On the Run comms and provide that kind of guy in the chair style support to Sawyer from outside of the game. This is nice, and I was just starting to think that Hal had no power or agency whenever they cut to him reacting to the game, so now he's actively contributing to the story. There was one other potentially interesting twist in this episode. A contestant was about to be straight up killed by one of the monsters, but just before the beast landed a killing blow, one of the hunters, the men in suits, swooped in and captured the human contestant, removing him from the game but sparing him from real world death. I am wondering if the hunter had any kind of empathy in that moment, if it did what it did to save a human life, or if it just did that because it wanted to score points. I may be hyper analyzing a show that doesn't need to be hyper analyzed, but I really wasn't expecting any level of nuance in a show based on a game show, so this moment came as a nice surprise for sure. I think there can be more to discover about the hunters as the series goes on. But those are the first 3 episodes, and honestly, it's shockingly good. Just to be fully transparent with you, I do not plan to continue watching, at least not weekly, because it's not like 10 out of 10 good. Maybe when I understand how many episodes it goes for, I'll reconsider, I'll maybe think about binging it, but from what I saw, I found its characters, scenario, and world building surprisingly rich. There are no evolving monster friends as with Digimon, though there are evolving monster enemies. None of the humans are spirit evolving into Digimon hybrids, at least not in these first 3 episodes, but there is a clear serialized story being told, which is nice and refreshing after the episodic series Digimon Ghost Game. It was kind of nice to see a show with to be continued cliffhangers at the end of each 20-minute addition to the larger story, not have everything wrap up in a neat tidy bow after every episode. If you are a diehard fan of Digimon and at a loss now that Adventure 2020 and Ghost Game are off the air with no successor in sight, the fact that Digimon Tamers and Digimon Frontier's director is directing the show, in addition to the music and character designers having history with the Digimon franchise, On the Run Great Mission might actually connect with you. It's kind of like the tertiary Digimon network. But also, if you're a Digimon fan wondering if you have to watch this show, you absolutely do not have to. This isn't an Appmon situation where it's an official spin-off. This is not a Digimon franchise series, despite its staff coming over from the world of Digimon. In a way, it's more like Wolf Children or Boy and the Beast, not in terms of quality, but just in the fact that people who worked on the Digimon franchise are now off doing this new thing that's sort of Digimon-ish. If you have watched On the Run Great Mission, let us know what you thought in the comments. If you're waiting for the next Digimon anime, also let us know what you'd like to see, a second season of Adventure 2020, a Tamers reboot, a brand new series like Ghost Game. Thanks for watching, have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.